Hello, you're listening to Cross Rhythms Plymouth, 96.3 FM, online and on DAB now. I am joined in the studio by Niall Dunne. Hi, Niall.
Hi, Luke. How you doing?
Doing well. So the last time you would have been heard here on the studio was last year. You were announcing Creation Fest. You were recently appointed pastoral lead at Creation Fest. Although, like a lot of people that work for Creation Fest, you ended up doing quite a lot at the actual event. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I had a great time at the festival last year. And yeah, so my role was pastoral lead, and yeah, so lots of kind of there's lots of when you get thousands of people together, and probably any sort of cross section of society, you get thousands of people together, pastoral issues come up, but perhaps more so when you're looking at the deep things of faith, and so that was a real privilege to have. There's an amazing team of guys there that helped with that at the festival. Particularly, it was amazing. But yeah, like you say, about a million other bits that I got involved with, and I loved all of it. That was my favourite bit, though. I think was the pastoral side.
Yeah, cool. So last year was Sarah Yardley's last year as kind of head honcho at Creation Fest, a role that you now have taken over. So tell us a little bit about how that kind of came about. And
well, it's all a bit of a blur, if I'm honest, Luke. But so obviously I was working for Creation Fest, and it was a real privilege to be there when Sarah was finishing. Like it was. Just that last, I only really spent kind of 6 or 7 months working with her, but it was a real. I learned so much from her. She, if anyone ever wonders, with people like that who have quite a high profile, honestly, like she's the real deal. She walks the talk. So that was such a blessing to be there for that. But we had this sort of period of our trustees and us. There's a couple of us left on the team. We're trying to, working out the future, and I was in the process of that was asked to take on the leadership of Creation Fest. It's honestly by the grace of the Lord that I'm doing it, because it's. I've been thinking. We had our. I don't know if people have come across, certainly in Cornwall, they'd have come across the Glow youth events that we run. We had one the weekend just gone, and one of the themes that really came out was from Nehemiah, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And that is honestly like, I've really felt that that sustenance from God in all of this. His joy, his grace, and his peace, presence with me. Like genuinely, I'm not just saying it. Like I genuinely have been carried by that, and it's my prayer that continues, because it is an overwhelming job in a way. But also it's such a privilege to be involved, because I love Creation Fest. I love the missional heart of it. And I'm excited to see what God does with it.
Nice. Yeah. So Sarah, as you say, had led up Creation Fest before you. She had been in the role for over a decade, hadn't she? Yeah. Well over a decade. So, what was it like, kind of having to fill those boots?
Well, the first thing to say on that is that I realised that's an impossible thing to do.
Yeah,
you need to replace Sarah for a start. You need like about 4 people. Yes, she's got the most unbelievable capacity, for what she's doing, and it just one of the most gifted people. But so I quickly realised that I just have to be myself, because I'm not going to be able to sustain trying to be something that I'm not.
Yeah.
And trust that God has me in this position for a reason, and that by partnering with him, he will sort of help me do it. So I think that's been the biggest thing. But that's not to say that there's not been tons of stuff to learn, and there is. Every day's a school day at the minute for me, because I'm still early in this journey. And so yeah, there's tons of stuff to learn. And I'll tell you what, the best thing is that Sarah is on the end of a phone.
Yes,
because she's amazing at just always willing to field a question or
nice,
which is great. But just honestly, just allowing myself to be myself within this role, and what does that look like? I'm still finding out.
Yeah,
that is. But
cool. We shall pause now for a song and be right back after. And we're back, and if you're just joining us, I am in the studio with Niall Dunne, who is the lead of all things Creation Fest. So as you've taken over this role from Sarah, you've made a few changes, not necessarily in a bad way, but you've got a new pricing system. So do you want to let us know a bit about that?
Yeah.
Is the event still going to be free? Because that was always one of the big draws of Creation Fest.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's historically been free the event's been going for 23 years, but so we've always had 3-day passes, but our camping prices have been going up and up and up, and up every year, and so we had a lot of feedback on that, and basically what we're trying to do this year is we're creating an event ticket which is for the 4 days, and that's for anybody, whether you're walking in and going home or you're camping. That's just the one ticket for all of that. But then having camping as an add-on.
Okay.
And so the idea being, so like for example, so our early bird tickets are open now.
Cool.
And our event ticket for 4 days is £30 in the early bird for an adult.
Nice.
And then you'd add £60 for camping on top of that.
Okay, cool.
So the idea is that coming and camping with us this year is considerably cheaper. Basically, is the bottom line. We want more people to come because we feel like we've been sort of adding that burden, that financial burden, over and over again onto our campers.
Yeah.
Who, bless them, some of them just are fine with that.
Yeah.
Others, however, will find a cheap campsite somewhere else and walk in for free on the day pass. So we've been trying to readdress like some of the balance of that, and so it's not going to be free in the same way as before, where anybody can walk in and not pay. But the whole reason for that in the first place was back in when we started 23 years ago.
Wow.
Was that we never wanted, I say we, I mean, it wasn't me at the time, but Phil Pachonis, who I knew quite well, who founded it, and Brian Broderson, who's still with us as a trustee and chair of our trustees. When they founded it, that the heart was that it would be missional, so it would be open to people coming in and, finding faith. Yeah. But that also, that finance wouldn't have to be a kind of obstacle to doing that. That's still the heart. It's just the reality is, thousands of people come in every day, and that's not all going to be people sort of coming to explore faith, And so it's we want to continue a commitment to those people to say yes, your ticket still can be free.
Yep.
If you're exploring faith, and particularly for people like Christians at churches, and who have people that they want to bring along. Maybe you've had people on alpha courses, or you've just got people who are kind of dipping their toe into things, and you think it'd be a great having Creation Fest as a missional resource for that. So for those people, we want that ticket to be free, and so we're committed to that. But I guess we also know that we have to pay our bills.
No.
And really what we want as many people to do as possible is to come and stay with us for the whole weekend, because there's a narrative that runs through these weekends, and people, if you're dipping in and out, you don't always see that. And there's a lot to gain from that, I think, for that whole being there for the whole thing. So it's a bit of a change. It's a lot of people have said to me, sounds good, about time. And some people will struggle with that change. I understand that, because to make something free historically, that's a hard shift.
Yeah.
But £30 for the weekend in the early bird's not bad, is it?
No, it's not.
And £20 if you're under 18.
Nice.
And if you're under 5, it's free.
Nice. Even better. So, as you said, you're taking on this kind of financial burden, and you're taking it on a little bit more personally, as you are running a marathon, or a half marathon, I believe.
Oh, marathon, please, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Don't panic me here, Luke.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. Why are you running this marathon?
Yeah.
What's it for?
Well, I mean, in a lot of ways, it comes out of this price change where we're saying, like, look, we still want to be committed to finance not being an obstacle for someone to come in, but that means that our bursary fund has to grow.
Yep.
In order to cope with that. And so I felt like, well, I think it's important for me personally. I say it's something I can do. I'm not fit.
Nope.
I'm getting fit.
I get.
So over New Year, I had that classic thing that a lot of people have where they go, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get fit. I'm going to, do whatever, lose weight.
Yep.
Sort of New Year's resolution. But I thought, actually, I'm never going to do that unless I have a goal. And so I suddenly thought, I'd love to, it would really motivate me to have a deadline to run a half marathon. And then train, and so it would motivate me to know that anything that I was raising was helping people to be able to come into Creation Fest, who otherwise might not be able to. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm running. It's the Ramehead half marathon, which I discovered is really hilly.
Okay,
but I've already signed up for it, so and I was going to do Plymouth, which is in May, but then I thought no, give myself another month.
Yep.
And so that's I'm doing that on June the 14th.
Nice. We shall take another break here, but we shall chat about ways that you can fund or give funds to your half marathon run, and in time give funds to Creation Fest at the end of this interview. And if you're just joining us, you're listening to Cross Rhythms Plymouth 96.3 FM, online and DAB. I am still in the studio with Niall Dunne, who is the fearless leader of all things Creation Fest. Yes, well, fearless because you are running a half marathon to help fund partially Creation Fest.
I'm fearless or stupid. Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows which one?
So, you've said the early bird tickets are £30 currently, which is a great price for any sort of festival like this. So, tell us a little bit of what's to come. Like, why should people be excited about wanting to come to Creation Fest this year?
I know what's happening here, Luke. You're looking for a little, kind of sneaky peek, aren't you?
Never.
Well, we haven't announced our lineup yet, but I think I can drop a couple of little hints. And actually, I'm actually really excited about. So we've got Plymouth local.
Yep.
Jozzy.
But I love Jozzy.
What a legend Jozzy is. And so I can exclusively reveal to you, Cross Rhythms, no one else has heard this, that he's going to be opening up our sort of our after hours on our first night on the 31st of July, and just having this big welcome party for everybody on the main stage. It's going to be epic.
Nice.
So I'm really looking forward to that. Another one I think we can drop in is an incredible speaker who is known to the Southwest.
Amazing.
Really, really well. And a great friend of the festival. It is, of course, Sarah Yardley.
She couldn't get too far then.
Yeah, she couldn't make it 1 year without not being that crazy. No, whereas I'm really excited to have her back as well. And she's been amazing. But I'll drop one other one as well, actually. I can confirm that we have. Have you ever heard of Carl Beach?
Yes.
An amazing guy.
Yeah.
Amazing person, evangelist, who just do some incredible things. He has Parkinson's, and he's finding incredible ways of dealing with that for himself, but also helping others through similar things. And all in the name of Jesus. And so he is confirmed to be back with us as well. And there's loads and loads of others I'm not allowed to say yet, but I'll drop a few little exclusives to you.
Nice. Well, thank you for the exclusives.
Yeah, pleasure.
Well, you obviously can't name drop anyone else, but could you tell us what sort of people we might be expecting? Like, if no one's been to Creation Fest before, they've never heard of it, like, are you exclusively a music festival? Is this some just big Christian conference where it's just lots of speakers talking at you? Like, what is it?
It's it's a funny mix, Creation Fest, because I think, there's some, like, if you go to a festival like Big Church Festival, it's pretty much a music festival. But then if you go to like Spring Harvest or New Wine or something like that, it's much more of a kind of a conference. Whereas Creation Fest kind of fits somewhere in the middle of that, I guess. I mean, it is a festival, so that's where it started and where it's kind of continued. We have lots of music. We have our main stage where we'll have a couple of worship sessions and some teaching on the stages every day, and then we'll have some kind of concerts from people as well, some sets, some music sets, like people like Josie.
Nice.
And then we got our outdoor stage, which is pretty much purely music.
Cool.
Tons of different people. There'll be I mean, what can I say about that? There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Whether I know on the program previously you interviewed quite a lot of people at Creation Fest last year. I'm sure some of them might feature again this year.
Nice.
But just a real mix often of, whatever you might be into, like folk, rock, rap, there's lots of kinds of things, all of which will feature,
Cool.
Plus we have a youth venue.
Yep.
Which this year is called the Glow Youth Venue, so it kind of lines up with our Glow event that we have, year-round event. Got an amazing family venue as well, and so many things. So
right.
like skate park.
Yes.
We've got just these cool like little venues and little things, outdoor activities, arts. There's so many things that go on. So I like to think there's kind of something for everyone.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're near the end of the interview. So if people are interested, they want to find out, they want to either book an early bird ticket or find out the lineup when you've officially announced it.
Yeah.
Or they want to see behind the scenes and perhaps sign up to be a volunteer. Where can they find all of that?
First port of call really is creationfest.org.uk. That's kind of like the hub of everything. If you're looking for tickets, go straight on there. There's a video explaining the price structure, and there's hopefully it's clear to sort of follow that process and to get your ticket. And same for volunteers as well. We've tried to make that as clear as possible as well. Line up as soon as anything's announced. That will be the first place to do it. But on our socials, Creation Fest on Facebook and on Instagram, you'll find it there. If you want to sponsor me for my sponsored run, my half marathon, if you go to GoFundMe.com, and then in the search thing that comes up on the homepage there, type in "Help Niall Get Over the Finish Line."
Okay.
Or Creation Fest.
Yep.
You'll find one of those. You'll find how to do it, and I'd very much appreciate it. I'm aiming for £100 per mile.
Okay.
That's 13.1 miles.
Okay.
So
that's Help Niall Get Over the Finish Line in the search bar at GoFundMe. GoFundMe, or just Creation Fest.
Yeah.
If you are watching this on YouTube, I shall stick the links in the description for you. But thank you for joining us, Niall.
Thanks for having me and inviting me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we look forward to hearing what Creation Fest has got up to this year.